Hey guys, it's Faye from Solar Flow and I am back with another video. Today's topic is a deep dive behind the veil view of Afghanistan, but it's surprising. We're not going to talk about the geopolitical occurrences there. We're not going to talk about anything that you may have seen or seen on the news or read in a paper. No. That is not what we do up here on this station. We are metaphysical. We are behind the veil purveyors of information. We are remote viewers and astral travelers. And if that sounds good to you, please stick around, watch this video, and subscribe to my station. Okay, so Afghanistan. Fascinating place, actually. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, then you know I'm very candid about the fact that as a channeler and as a remote viewer, I do not do any research on the topic that I'm going to be discussing. Any information or thoughts that I am going to be introducing to the information that's coming in is just going to slow down the rate in which the information can come in, because it has to pass through many different filters of things that I have read. So as a practice, as a whole, I do not ever research the place that I am looking into. I've never been to Afghanistan, and all that I know about Afghanistan is what I have maybe read in passing over the last couple of years. I'm not going to be discussing anything that's connected to the politics or the governance of it. This is strictly an energy, environmental, behind the veil read of Afghanistan. So, Afghanistan is actually a very interesting environment that I was exploring. There's a lot of polarity there. What I mean by that is that when I was first tapping into it, the energy that I was picking up on the location is that it is a very poor economically, and the people that live there, some of them maybe live like in the outskirts, but the majority of the people live in the city of Afghanistan itself. And I was picking up a very frenetic, loud, boisterous, noisy energy of a bazaar. Not bizarre, not as in, oh, this thing happened and it was completely bizarre. No, a bazaar. It's a location where I guess there's like people are selling things, and where people, like a wide, big open market where people are coming to get things, and it's very noisy, and the energy of it, the environment is very sticky. And what's interesting is this dichotomy in the fact that the way the people live there felt very impoverished, but Afghanistan actually is very wealthy in terms of the natural resources that they have. So there's this complete dichotomy. It's just the best word to describe it, between how people live and how people could be living, how they are living, and how there was a potential for them to have lived otherwise. So the way also in how it's shown to me is that people, there's some sort of like an energetic force field that's keeping the people contained in Afghanistan itself, so that they're not necessarily going out and exploring the other parts of Afghanistan. Yes, there's a couple of like, I saw like people living in like small little villages here and there who have like animals. I guess they're shepherds, you would call them. But for the most part, the big convergence of people are living in the city. And the reason they're living there is there's some sort of an energetic force field that's keeping them contained. Now, I do also know that Afghanistan has fields of poppies. I don't know if it's the poppy flower or poppy seeds, but I know what that is turned into is opioids. not sure how they're consumed. I don't know if it's something that's ingestible or if it's injected or if it's smoked. But interestingly enough, the all of these poppies have a very potent energy tag connected to them. And anyone, anywhere that has ever done any of the opioids that come from it, there is a direct connection from these people energetically to the etheric realm. And this blew my mind. So there's a couple of different things that go on when they establish this direct connection. The first one is that they are forever connected and bound because of how potent these poppies are and the energy tag that's in them, that if anyone has ever done any of the opioids ever, they are forever connected to the etheric realm and all of the entities that hang out up there. When they have established this connection with the beings on the etheric realm, they can actually tap into and view, just kind of like the way I would, let's say, or anyone else that can remote view, how we can tap into another location and we can see what's going on there. They can tap into the person's mind. They have established a connection and they can forever and always, at any given time of day, wherever the person is in the world, they can tap into the person's mind and they can see all of the thoughts that's in the person's mind. This is because of how potent those poppies are. It is so powerful and so potent that it just disintegrates any and all confines or boundaries that the person has once an establish has been made in the etheric realm. They are wide open. If you want to look at it this way, their crown chakra is wide open, direct line straight up to the etheric realm, and all of the entities and all of the beings that are up there. Now, in addition to them having a direct line to the thoughts that the person has in their mind, they also can draw the person's life force energy. And the way that it was literally shown to me was, imagine a really, really super long straw where the beings in the etheric realm can literally just go pick the person they want, put their mouth on the straw, and they can just energetically suck some of their life force energy out of them. Wild. And I did speak about in my walk-in videos, so go back and watch that if you haven't seen that yet, about how substances such as drugs do leave us open to entities stepping into us. This is it's similar, but it's different. Entities can't actually step in because it's not a physical porousness in their body in which an entity can come. I mean, unless they're doing other things that would open them up for entities to come in, then sure. But this is more where it basically destroys the boundaries in the crown chakra, leaving them completely open and attached and vulnerable to entities getting inside, having access to all of their thoughts, and having the ability to suck their life force energy out of them. Opioids are powerful. That's all I have to say about that. Now, what's also interesting, because these poppies are so potent and so powerful, is that in these caves, Afghanistan, I know, is known for their, they have a network of very elaborate and large caves. And I think wasn't it also said that Osama bin Laden had been living in a cave for a number of years? Again, not a political statement of any sort. It's just to say that if somebody wanted to hang out in a cave and be set up relatively well, considering that's a cave, one could do it if they wanted to. They're large, they're spacious, they're energetically great vibration because you're surrounded by all of these natural resources. And in addition, let's actually talk about those resources for a second and how it actually connects to the opioids. They are so rich in terms of the natural resources that I was able to remote view caves that are just made of diamonds. The entire cave is just diamonds. Caves of marble, caves of crystals, natural crystal formations and caves everywhere, caves with emeralds that you could just literally walk in and just like take your hand and take like emeralds off the wall. Like there's actually tremendous potential for the people to be living there, like the top 1% in the world, instead of living in this poverty. But because of these caves having such a high vibration, and the fact that it is, those poppy seeds are so strong as well, there's some sort of a looking glass technology in some of the caves there that one could, in theory, go into a cave, sit themselves down, and they could see, playing as if it was a movie of any one of these people that had done the poppy seeds, or done the opioids rather, I should say, they could see like a movie of what's going on in this person's life in some of the caves. It's some sort of a looking glass technology. They can only see what is going on in that moment. So it's not like they can't do fast forward, they can't go to like tomorrow, they can't go back to the past. But in theory, they could go in there and they could just kind of like connect energetically to any person that had done any of the opioids that came from that poppy field, and they could see what was going on in their life. A person's going to their coffee shop, they're getting their coffee, they go to work, they're sitting at their desk, whatever it is that they're doing, and they can see what's going on in that person's life. Poppy seeds, guys. This is really, really potent stuff. Okay. Now, something else that I was actually able to see is the environment there, because it is so high vibration because of the natural resources. It's what I would call a energy convergence. And what that means is, and look at it this way. Imagine you're standing over a pie of pizza. So you're seeing the pie and you're seeing all the slices are cut up, and you're seeing the center point where all of the slices meet. That is basically what the caves in Afghanistan are. It's a high vibration energy point that is so close to other dimensions that other things, other beings and entities from other dimensions can literally step through into a cave from another dimension. And look at it like this. Imagine you are standing on a slice of pizza. You're up by the top, by the crust. You're at the widest point. So you wouldn't necessarily have the ability to step into another dimension because you are furthest from the energy convergence point. But when you're down at the tip of the pizza, in the very, very center where all of the slices meet, imagine you can literally turn this way and step into a different dimension. You can turn back this way, you're back in your dimension. You can turn this way and step into a different dimension. You are right in the center of the energy convergence point. That is what the caves represent. It's an energy convergence point, high vibration because of all of the natural minerals and natural resources that are there. It's a high vibration energy convergence point that is open for entities to step in. I'm not saying it's like teeming with things, but what I did specifically see are Yetis. So yes, they're real, first of all. I don't know how they've been portrayed in like pop culture, but the way these Yetis came through is they are, they're furry. They're all white. They're all either have all white or gray fur. Even their faces are furry. They're big. They're formidable, but they are chill. First of all, they are not coming out during the day for a number of reasons. Because they're from a different dimension, where energetically their bodies are not necessarily in alignment with the energy that we have here, they need to do a fair amount of resting. That's number one. Number two, because of the force field in Afghanistan that's keeping people there, and the loud, frenetic energy of the bazaar, these Yetis become very, very tired and fatigued during the day, because that's when the energy is the most alive and vibrant, and it's very taxing on them. So what they do is they will sleep during the day, and they're nocturnal. They come out at night. A couple of reasons. First of all, they don't want to be bothered. They don't want to bump into people. That's not their jam. They just want to live their best life, hanging out in caves with their pet sheep. That's right, they've domesticated sheep. And these Yetis are so funny. So first of all, they don't have to steal sheep. They're not interested in stealing sheep. But the way we've domesticated cats and dogs, they've domesticated their sheep. And just like there's sometimes like the sheep herders or the shepherds that are like walking through, maybe not in the caves themselves, but nearby, a sheep or two could get away. Their goats, they are climbing up into the mountains, into the caves. They're finding these Yetis. These Yetis are very like chilled energetically. So these animals are finding them, and they just want to stay with them because they're like a good energy. They just want to chill out and hang out with them. And because these Yetis are not from our dimension, they're from a neighboring dimension, and they just kind of like stepped in, they are not affected the way we are by our earthbound pursuits, by the three-dimensional pursuits that we have here. You know, it's a very heavy, dense environment. We are taught that we have to go to school, get an education, have a good job so we can support ourselves, yada, yada, yada. You would never expect your cat or dog to have aspirations to do any of those things. They're a pet. Look at the Yetis the same way. They're not our pets. They actually have their own pets, but they are not affected by the energy the way that we are. They don't have any aspirations. Their aspirations are to sleep during the day when the vibrations are too intense for them, go out at night and maybe forage and look for food, or maybe socialize with other Yetis that are not living in their cave with them, and hang out and chill with their pet goat and pet sheep. That's all they want. So when I think about it, Yeti life is like total goals. It's like what's on the other side of all of this like 3D social conditioning of what we think we're supposed to do and what we think we're supposed to have. But in actuality, the way that entities and beings live in other dimensions is they're so chilled. Like they just kind of hang out. They hang out with their friends. They hang out with other beings and entities. They just chill. They're actually very into like science, and they like doing like science experiments and things like that. And they can communicate telepathically. Like it's wild, y'all. We'll do another video on that another day. I hope I didn't open up too much of a Pandora's box, but I will definitely share in other subsequent videos other remote viewing things that I have seen. But like, if you're ever feeling tired, fatigued, you feel like you're overwhelmed or overworked, or you don't know like what we're all doing here, what's the point? I just think of those Yetis chilling, living their best life, hanging out with their goats, and just relaxing. It resonates with me. I don't know what to say. But so that's my deep dive behind the veil view of Afghanistan. Quick little recap. a lot of dichotomy, a lot of poverty in the way that people are living, but a lot of natural resources. The way that they keep people in the city so that they don't discover these natural resources is with some sort of an energetic force field that's keeping them contained in Afghanistan. They also have the poppy fields. That shit is potent. And if anybody has ever done any of the opioids that come directly from those poppies, they are forever open to the etheric realm for energy extraction, as well as thought voyeurism. I know another way to put it. And because of the natural resources in the caves, there is looking glass technology in which anyone could go there and they could actually view what is going on in the life of anyone who has ever done any of the opioids from those poppies. Energy convergence in the caves there literally can just like step into, entities can step into our dimension here in those caves because of the energy convergence. And because of that, there's Yetis. They are chilling, they are living their best lives, hanging out with their pet goats. And yeah, they're just nocturnal. They rest, they chill, they are social, and they have pets. I hope you have enjoyed this video today. If you have, if it's resonated with you, please like, share, comment, subscribe. And if this video hasn't resonated with you, that's okay. Just take what has, leave the rest behind. And until next time, stay in the high vibration.